What is only child syndrome? Only child syndrome is a term used to describe a set of traits or characteristics that are commonly associated with individuals who have grown up without siblings. Although this term is often used in a derogatory manner, research suggests that the stereotype of the spoiled, selfish only child is largely a myth. In this essay, we will examine what only child syndrome is, what causes it, and whether or not it is a valid concept. Only child syndrome refers to a set of characteristics that are believed to be more common in individuals who grow up without siblings. Some of these characteristics include being more independent, having higher levels of self-esteem, and being more comfortable with adults than with peers. Additionally, only children are often thought to be more creative and better at academics than their peers. While some of these characteristics may be more common in only children, it is important to note that not all only children will exhibit these traits. In fact, research suggests that the stereotype of the selfish, spoiled only child is largely a myth. While it is true that only children may receive more attention from their parents, this does not necessarily translate into a negative outcome. Rather, only children may be more likely to develop close relationships with their parents and to value their family relationships more highly than their peers. There is no single cause of only child syndrome. Instead, this set of characteristics is believed to be influenced by a variety of factors, including genetics, environment, and parenting style. For example, research has suggested that only children may be more likely to have a certain set of personality traits that make them more independent and self-reliant. Additionally, growing up without siblings may allow only children to develop a closer relationship with their parents, which could lead to higher levels of self-esteem and more positive outcomes in adulthood. In terms of environmental factors, only children may be more likely to have access to resources such as books, educational materials, and extracurricular activities. This could lead to higher levels of academic achievement and creativity. Finally, parenting style can also play a role in the development of only child syndrome. Parents of only children may be more likely to be overprotective or to set higher expectations for their child, which could lead to higher levels of anxiety or perfectionism. However, research suggests that this is not necessarily the norm, and that many only children have positive relationships with their parents. While there is some evidence to support the idea that only children may exhibit certain characteristics more commonly than their peers, it is important to remember that not all only children will fit this stereotype. Additionally, many of the traits associated with only child syndrome may be positive or neutral rather than negative. Furthermore, research has shown that the stereotype of the selfish, spoiled only child is largely a myth. In fact, only children may be more likely to develop close relationships with their parents and to value their family relationships more highly than their peers. In conclusion, only child syndrome is a set of characteristics that are commonly associated with individuals who grow up without siblings. While there may be some truth to the stereotype, it is important to remember that not all only children will fit this mold. Additionally, many of the traits associated with only child syndrome may be positive or neutral rather than negative. Ultimately, the idea that only children are inherently selfish or spoiled is a myth, and should not be used to judge individuals based solely on their family background.